Most likely in 17 days we're going to receive ourselves the April update, which is going to be a really huge and important one regarding artifacts. And this is an important topic for everyone, for free-to-play players, for new players, for spenders, for everyone. This is going to be maybe even a change of meta or something like that, because maybe they are going to even introduce new artifact sets. So in this video I'm going to talk about potential mistakes and how to avoid them, what should you aim for, and how to make the best benefit for yourself or your account. This is Rudy Calix Video Games channel. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and let's begin. So the first thing that I should mention is going to be about the, let's say, developer notes, which they provided for the current update, but they mentioned a little bit the topic about the April update, and they're saying that we'll be able to reforge ourselves our current artifacts. This is a good question, how it's going to actually work, what kind of resources it's going to require, if it's going to be applicable for every piece or not. And they're mentioning here that actually not each piece of gear set is going to be expanded to higher level. Again, the question, which are they? What are we going to aim for? And if they are going to introduce new sets, how they are going to work? So all this might matter, and we should already start preparing for this. And let's begin first of all with the most important things about how to prepare for it. And before we're going to start, just let me show a little bit of my inventory, and you can see how many pieces which are upgraded of artifacts level 78 I have, which are enhanced, enchanted, and so on. This is a lot of freaking gold, a lot of chips, a lot of different resources, and this is going to be some real madness for me, you know, to start everything from scratch. So I really hope that the new system of reforging the artifacts is going to work, you know, in a good way. We'll have to find this out, but overall anyways we'll have to prepare to this. And first, one aspect which I should start with is going to be, of course, gold. This is an important one. So the main source of gold for majority of players is going to be actually farm special gates, which are going to provide you gold, obviously, and you should aim for the highest possible difficulty. It's according to the level of main character, so yeah, the highest possible level is going to provide you the highest possible amount of gold, and rarity of gates, again, it also matters. So the highest possible tiers is going to give you the most amount of benefit. And of course, for the simple gates we're going to talk a little bit, because they're going to provide you artifact enhancement chips 2 and 1, which are also important to actually enhance your gears. To actually farm more gates, you may buy yourself some keys from the guild shop or buy them here for the essence stones, and I won't recommend it to do for free-to-play players, because it's not really worth the spendings. As you can see, I can buy additionally 30 keys, and it's going to cost me 3,250 essence stones. And we have some other top priorities for the essence stones, that's pretty much obvious. So yeah, for the resources, as I already mentioned, you should collect as many of these chips as possible for the upcoming update and get yourself as much gold as possible as well, because it's going to cost you millions and millions without any jokes. Another moment to talk here is going to be about keys for the instance dungeons and core missions. Again, if you have everything pretty much maxed out, if you have perfect pieces, if you don't really need to farm anything else, just gather them, collect them, buy them on daily basis from the shops, buy them from special offers, which you might see here on the main screen somewhere here. Sometimes it appears and costs like 80,000 gold per 4 keys. If you have enough of gold, you may buy it, there is no questions about it. And yeah, when I was talking about the shop, I was talking specifically about the exchange shop with Mana Crystal Exchange, and you will be able to find yourself some keys here, so I'm buying all of them every day. Also, the other way, of course, it's again to spend some essence stones. I don't really recommend it. Now a little bit about the farming, and yeah, it's going to be really important for new players who are not into this new system maybe, but you shouldn't spend like all your keys to complete each tier step by step. You should go over to the highest possible. That's pretty much obvious. From the last update we got ourselves a chance. If for example this is a new boss, it's not cleared from the very beginning, you may go to the highest possible tier, clear it, and receive all the rewards from the previous stages, so it's not limited right now as it was before. And of course with the upcoming update we will have higher tiers, so for the old players this is not going to be a problem. Most likely they will be able to go to the highest possible tier and start farming themselves the highest possible artifacts. And of course, a small suggestion for new players: of course always try to aim for the highest possible tier according to your total power. So the faster you will be able to start farming yourself the highest levels of artifacts, the better progress and faster progress you're going to receive yourself. And this is an important one. Right now we're going to talk a little bit about the upcoming modes in the workshop of Brilliant Light, and we are going to receive the next one boss here, which is going to be Yogmund, the Monarch of Transfiguration, and most likely he is going to require just an obscene amount of total power. I should say even now, for example with Deimos, with Proof Strong, I have a lot of struggles because I'm lacking with total power, and we all know that the total power is the king of this game. Pretty much obvious. The main problem where it comes for me is actually from the Army of Shadows. I'm quite a spender in this game, and I should say that I'm not able to max out my army. It requires just a lot of freaking resources. They are taking just a whole freaking eternity to farm them. But to be real with you, yeah, the Army of Shadows, it provides just insane amount of total power, which is some madness, to be honest. Well, at some point it makes sense because we're talking about San Jinu and his main character. He is, let's say, Monarch of Shadows. So yeah, the Shadow Army, it makes sense that it gives so many total power, but the way how it's really hard to farm resources to upgrade our army, it's something. So basically I've touched the moment about the importance of the new resources and new levels for them. Why is it going to be that important? Because again, we're talking about the total power, which plays just the most important role in this game. And first, our character, of course, to receive the new artifacts is going to be San Jinu. So he is going to be our main goal, first of all, for farming new artifacts or high level artifacts, let's say. Again, we'll see what kind of new sets, if they're going to be introduced, what are they and how they works. But for now, most likely we're going to see the same picture with Curse and Expert or Obsidian set. They are like the best ones for the DPS units, and our main character, of course, he is a DPS. So I already go into the next question about the priorities. This is an important one because of course we won't be able to farm everything in like thousands of perfect pieces, and that's a real headache to actually, you know, fishing for the perfect artifacts. So this is an important moment, especially for the new players. If you're watching this video and you're getting yourself the higher level of artifacts, you shouldn't spend your resources for the artifact if it's just in higher level. It doesn't really matter at all, only from perspective of total power. But another main aspect of this game are actually stats, and for the new artifacts you should aim for the perfect stats in it. And there are three major stats just to keep in mind and which you should aim for. For units which are based off attack, you should aim for 2 attack stats in it, in the piece. For defense based, with defense, 2 defenses. With HP, with 2 HP stats. That's pretty much should be clear. All the other stats, they matter, but let's say they're going to be on the second place. So yeah, you should aim for the best artifact regarding stats, just because we don't have infinite resources in this game, and farming, it takes some time, and actually a lot of time. So you should work in this specific way wisely enough to spend your resources on such pieces which are really worth it. But with SJW, that's pretty much obvious, and we should talk a little bit about hunters. So the main question about it is going to be which team to prioritize for yourself for the upcoming content. Here I should mention the topic about the new players, and again, it really depends on the stage where you're located right now. For example, if you're fighting with Vulcan, you shouldn't really pay a lot of attention. If you're struggling with Baran, for example, yes, you should focus a little bit on the win team. That's pretty much obvious. For the Deimos, again, we have the light and the fire team, and it's been discussed already. The fire team dominates so far in this game, at least for now. But the future content, how it's going to look like, how it's going to work, and most likely, as we're going to receive the next hunter, Serene, she is supposed to be a breaker for the water team, and most likely the character for 1 year anniversary is going to be a water DPS as well. It's pretty much safe to say that the upcoming WOBL is going to be with the water element. The question remains about the second element. What is going to be? Is it going to be the wind again or any other element? This is a good question, because for example, we have the wind element already on Vulcan, on Baran, and if they are going to be in the rotation again, I don't know. That's why I'm not going to touch the topic about the wind team, and we're going to talk specifically about the water team. Most likely for the upcoming WOBL we'll have ourselves a support unit as a mail-in, yes, but all the others is pretty much questionable. I believe the new character Serene, she's going to be the best breaker for the water team, and most likely for the 1 year anniversary we're going to receive a new DPS who is going to replace Alicia. So yeah, again, we're talking about the artifacts and which you should focus on. So you should think about it from perspective of a team. And of course, I already mentioned SGW and the set which is recommended for him. But when we're talking about the team in general, of course, we're talking about the breaker, support unit, and DPS unit. So here you most likely are going to focus on the set for the breaker, just one set, which is going to be kind of good. The second set for the DPS unit. Okay, let's change rotations a little bit. On the first place I'm going to locate the DPS unit. Of course, he's going to, he doesn't really matter. It's going to provide the most amount of damage, so you want for this character the highest possible level of artifacts. On the second place, let's say, is going to be a support unit, like Melin in our case. And the last one, but not the least, is going to be the breaker. Where is she? Here she is. But she's going to be replaced by a new character. So for the artifact sets, for the DPS unit, of course, is going to be Curse and maybe some set of accessories like Obsidian or Expert set, and maybe this is going to be remain the same. Maybe finally the Curse set is going to be buffed somehow and 8-piece Curse is going to be the case. Who knows? Might be. For support unit is going to be 8 pieces Burning Blessing, and for the breaker, just let me show you real quick, it's going to be 8 pieces Grid set. Most likely, again, if they're not going to introduce some OP and broken artifacts which are new, which we don't know yet, we'll have to find this out. And yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts about the upcoming update regarding artifacts and how to make yourself the best benefit out of it, what you should aim for, and how to avoid some unnecessary and extra spendings. Hope you enjoyed it and you find this helpful. Again, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and see you guys in the next one. Take care.